Hi, Jen Gilchrist here. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. We are rounding up the end of 2023. Can you believe it? I cannot believe how quickly this year has gone. I'm excited to get some guidance for this coming, for this week, getting us ready for the coming year ahead. Well, there's 5 cards that want to come out. Let's start here and see what's happening. I've got the Sacred Traveler's deck by Denise Lynn. The first one says, oh, I love it. First light, beginning a new cycle. And I almost said that because the last couple of weeks in the readings, if you've been following, we have been talking about, in the beginning of the month, it was clearing up, really clearing up and resolving anything conflict-wise that might be within you or with others, creating a space for a new, up-leveling your vision, stepping into your power and your purpose, your leadership, as a teacher or whatever, a healer, whatever your calling is. And now this is saying beginning a new cycle. So I love how this is just so timely, right? This is just so timely. And what I am seeing too as a part of this, it's kind of like, I love it because I'm seeing all the seasons in here. And when I'm looking at that, it's like here, we're kind of in this winter phase. We're in this winter phase, so we still might be in a place of contemplation and hibernation. And I would definitely give some time to reflect about the coming year ahead, the past year, what it is that you want to bring forward, what it is you want to leave behind, getting clarity really about what it is you're moving in towards. And then I see this huge, like new dawn, new coming of, spring. It's like right here, I feel like you're going to be called into action very soon. If you're not already, it feels like you've been kind of nurturing, you've probably already been nurturing a vision for a bit, right? But this is like a fresh new beginning of a cycle. So it feels like some of the ideas that you might have even been having for a while, maybe they haven't taken root yet, or as much as you'd like, or maybe there's a new aspect to it or a bigger vision of it, or completely something new altogether. But it does feel like this just feels like, oh my goodness, you've been really working on this and it's getting ready to come into fruition. Because I definitely was being called to that spring energy, and it didn't necessarily feel like it would have to be all the way till spring for it to start to sprout. Although for some that could be an indicator. I felt like it's right there on the precipice of hatching something new. Breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand. I love it, right? I don't really look ahead at these cards, but I love the story that it's already telling. You've been working on something, you've been working hard, you're working, even if it's working on aligning yourself. A lot of the people that are called to me is like, we always are working on doing our own inner healing, our own inner alignment, because that is the key to everything. If you feel called to be of service in the world, is a huge, if I'm out of alignment within myself, then it will show up in my business, it will show up in my relationships. And so I feel like you've been working on something for quite a while and a breakthrough is at hand. So if you are feeling like, oh my gosh, is this ever going to actually sprout into something? It's like, yes, we've been in this hibernation culmination phase, but you see this big, bright creation wanting to happen. You've been in the trenches, you've been doing the work, you've been creating your alignment. Hold the faith, don't give up right before the miracle occurs. A breakthrough is at hand, right? And so it still might take a little bit more work, but just keep staying the course. It feels like a great validation of your idea and the path you've been on as well. These 2 cards kind of came out together. Oh, narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. So I feel like you're beginning to narrow the focus, right? So maybe you've been doing a lot of work on things, but I feel like you're going to be called into a clearer focus. For some of you, I feel like you might have a lot of ideas or options or hands in many pots, and you're kind of being called to now focus your attention on what it is that you're actually going to be working on to birth next. It doesn't mean these other things don't get to happen. For some of you, it feels like you're just sort of all over the place in general, like maybe between work, between home, between this, between that. And for some of you, it's just a lot of creative ideas. Either way, it feels like it's actually at this point in time, the fragmenting of energy is actually not serving you, right? Make note of the creative ideas. If they're creative ideas, make boundaries on your time and energy and focus your priorities. But either way, it's about focusing down to what it is you're working on. You see how this is like kind of wide and broad. You've been working, and now it's like, okay, hone in. And tread thoughtfully is saying, be grounded and be present. Make sure you don't give up your spiritual routine is what I'm hearing. It's going to be important to stay meditated, grounded, and present, and taking 1 or 2 steps at a time on the path that you're taking so that you don't get off track for one thing, or make more steps than you need to, or maybe get sidetracked. I keep feeling like you could be getting sidetracked if you get too many ideas or too much busyness, or just kind of not being mindful about the actions, you might create more hiccups. You might create bumps in the road that are not necessary, right? Or stall the timing. Surrender to the journey, release control. So this is about surrender. This is about taking the 1 or 2 steps. So meditation and intuition, all of that is part of your feminine energy, male or female people. We all have male and female energy, right? It's just the action of feminine energy is where the intuition comes in. That's also the act of surrender, releasing control, allowing. Yeah, and she's very focused on a goal, on a path as well, right? It's a singular pathway that's opening up, but you need to surrender to the journey and then stay focused. You can't make it up, right? All these are starting to be like, hone your vision, focus on one thing at a time, see it through. Or, it's like, I feel like it's different for different people, as I already stated. So you're going to know where your energy is at. If it's just into do's, if it's in family stuff, you need to focus on yourself and your business, or just yourself and your health, or whatever it is you're focusing on. But for most of you, I feel like this is about something that you're personally wanting to create, writing a book, having a vision, of being of service in some way in the world. But whatever it might be, whatever you're focusing on, just keep focusing, holding the course, staying the course, keeping that laser focused vision on what it is that you are creating. Right, here it is. And if you continue moving through that alignment, keep focusing, narrowing in on your alignment, releasing the control, surrender, and just keep focused on that, taking the 1 or 2 steps at a time. You're going to get there, right? And probably quicker than you think, actually. That's sometimes when the most resistance pops up, right before breakthrough's about to occur. So that feels exciting. Actually feels really exciting and really good. I'm thinking about which free gift to go ahead and put in there. I have 2 that I'm going to put in there because they're both popping into mind. One of them could be, we've been talking a lot, if you look at the whole month, it's been about like connect with your spirit team, connect with your intuition, connect with your gifts, connect with yourself. And so I'm going to put two options. One of them is a free meditation to connect with your spirit team, your spirit guide. So if you are new to that, or maybe even if you just aren't new to it, but you want a new way or a new guide to help have some guidance with that, there's a free meditation to connect with your spiritual support team. And then I'm going to put the 4-day activation series in here again, because there's so much about keep clearing energy. There's so much healing. There's so much aligning. There's so much about connecting with your intuition, how to trust your intuition, how to hold the vision. There's an expansion journey, a line to highest timeline free activation at the end. So I feel like both of those would really serve you. So I'm going to put the free 4-day series in there, as well as the Meet Your Spirit team, just to have you all set up for success as we jump into the coming year ahead. If you found value here, please share this with your friends or your community, comment below, let me know what resonated with you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.